Okay, this is going to be lesson 5 for autOKdj. This is your host Toker, and we're going to cover advanced uses in autOKdj. So right now we got a playlist here. We created that in the last lesson. Um, so for this lesson, we're actually going to need more than just Ghostbusters in our media library here. So let me go ahead and import one more file here. And we're going to throw Gay Bar from Electric Six in there. Close that. And we'll go back over here to our song entry view. We hit refresh and make sure you clear search. This is something that a lot of folks miss sometimes. You can clear search by just going up here and hitting backspace, or you can hit clear search. Okay, now let's say Jim here wants to sing Gay Bar, right? So to change Jim to Gay Bar, you got to be in your song entry view here, and you can search whatever, gay. You right click on the song, you go down here to replace playlist entry, and you go to Jim. And simple as that, Jim's Ghostbusters got replaced with Gay Bar. The other ways you can manipulate the playlist too is, let's say you don't want a new singer getting bumped ahead of somebody, and like you don't feel like doing Q lock or dynamic lock. The other thing you can do is you can right click on the item in the playlist, go to autOKdj, and lock this song in rotation. Now let's go back here to our playlist view. Now you can see when I lock the song in rotation, the round changed to OR. OR means override. It means the KJ did something outside of the normal rules. And this also shows up on the playlist page too. The web page, that is, from the built-in web server. Now, the other way you can also do an override or a lock is simply by holding down the left mouse button, and you can see you can just move it just like that. There's nothing hard about it. I would recommend against trying to use as little overrides as possible. Sometimes what will happen is it'll kind of confuse the rotation logic, and really in the end, if you just let autOKdj do its job, it'll handle things well for you. But there are those times you will need an override, like let's say somebody bribes you, for instance. Then yeah, go ahead and do it. But there are some caveats to that. Okay, like let's hit play on this playlist here. I'll turn this volume all the way down. Okay, so let's say I bribe the KJ, and I'm going to sing, 3 times in a row here, right? Now, basically what I've done is I've moved myself out of the second, third, fourth, and fifth rounds, right? So let's go forward in time. I'm going to show you what happens here when you do these overrides, because it makes sense what autOKdj is doing, but sometimes when somebody's been drinking a bunch, they'll be like, well, why do I have to bribe you again or bribe you double? Okay, so basically I took myself out of the 6th, 5th, and 4th rounds by bribing. Watch what happens when I put in another song here. See what I mean by it gets confusing? Because now my 7th round turn is down here where it should be. It should be logically after everybody else's 5th and 6th rounds. But you can see like Zug Zug, he hasn't queued up into round 6, so Joker's going 2 times in a row. And that's what I mean. It gets kind of confusing there sometimes. So it's best, if you can talk a customer out of an override, it's best to do that instead of actually having them do it. Now some of the other options here in playlist views, like let's say somebody wants to change their name, like James put his name in wrong. You can go to new here, and you can go Jimmy Jones, and that will see it's Jimmy Jones first time, and Hey, sweetie. It's almost nap time, guys. You can see here Jimmy Jones. He's it's his first time singing and stuff. And that's basically how you replace singers. You right click, go to new, or you pick a name from the list. Um, Now let's go ahead and get into some of these other features here. Um, on the song entry view, if we go to Toker here, we have what's called a singer's history web page. You click on that, and that's going to bring up a web browser. And you guys gotta forgive the slowness of this because I'm recording while I'm doing this demo, and it's kind of funny like that. Now you can see here, this is my entire singer history, for Toker, and this is very useful if you got kind of one of those melodramatic singers. I don't know what to sing. Tell me what I should sing. Well, you just click the history webpage and say, look what you've sung before. You tell me. So that really useful for that. And some of the other features on the song entry page, like Q selected song, that's obviously the highlighted one. Any song in list, that's like a kamikaze button. It'll queue anything. Random from history will queue up one of their random songs from their history. And favorite from history will queue up their favorite song from history. And that pretty much covers advanced uses. I mean, the beauty with autOKdj is it's just such a simplistic interface that, when you're working, there's not a lot of work to do. It's like 2 clicks away for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this lesson on the advanced usage, and then we're going to start banging on the features like AVS and playlist page customization and stuff like that.